it's kind of a long story because I'm a really stubborn person. But basically, I grew up non-denominational. I had obviously a lot of experience with the church because I grew up in Utah, all that. But I wasn't really interested until 2012. I really started questioning a lot of things. I didn't know what I believed. I was really confused. I really just wanted to learn. And so it's kind of random, but a good friend of mine, her family invited me to come be like a mother's helper / nanny type thing in Switzerland. And so I ended up moving to Switzerland, and it was an amazing experience. The missionaries there, we were really, really good friends. I guess they had found out that I wasn't LDS at some point, and they just kind of randomly came up to me one day and they're like, "Hey, Sierra, like, do you want to take the missionary discussions? Like, have you ever had questions, you know?" I was like, "Yeah, sure, why not? Like, I've never taken the discussions before and I'd be interested to see what you had to say, you know." So they came over. I was really, really stubborn. I never really did anything that they said. And then just one day, one of the missionaries, Elder McKee, he was talking to me, and basically he told me that if I wanted to find this out, I had to pray and I had to read the scriptures. And it just suddenly clicked with me. I was like, "You're right, I do need to do that." So that night, I really had a struggle. I didn't know, because I knew that my family was going to have a hard time with it, because some of my family is LDS, but my immediate family not so much. So I knew that they would have a harder time with it, and after praying a ton and really trying to figure it out, I decided just to open up the Book of Mormon, and it was amazing because when I had tried to read it before, I didn't understand it. Like, it was really, really confusing. And when I finally opened it at that time after praying and really just having that sincere heart, like missionaries say all the time, you really have to have a sincere heart and a sincere desire in order to figure it out, like to know if this is true. I was able to read all of First Nephi, and I understood it, and I thought it was the coolest thing, and I really wanted to learn more and really wanted to know for myself, even though at that point I'd kind of known that it was true. So time kind of progressed. I ended up having to come home earlier than I had planned. The missionaries taught me a little bit more, but I didn't agree to a baptism date or anything. When I got home, I was having a really, really hard time. No one really knew that I was taking missionary discussions, and except for the people in Switzerland. And so when I got home, I just kind of went back to my old church, but I could not feel the Spirit there at all. Like, it was really quite different. And one day I was going through a lot of personal decisions again, you know, and the Lord was like, "You know what, the LDS church is where you need to be." And a good friend of mine reached out, and that was the point where I just kind of started to take the missionary discussions again, this time by sisters. I got baptized 3 months later, so that's kind of how that went.